What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mrs. Bay City. Today I am baking some Tres Leches cakes. We're going to bake a better half Tres Leches, and we're also making some shooters. Ooh, there we go. Let's go ahead and get our KitchenAid. I'm going to start grabbing some of the ingredients, and we'll get started, guys. Be sure to like the live if you like cooking content. Check out the comment from Baby Mama down there. Plug this in. Get all this going. I don't need this, so I'm going to get rid of that. Let's go ahead and get our Tres Leches mix. I have 2 mixes here that are ready to go. I go ahead and prep the dry ingredients. So we're going to do 2 of those. Go ahead and grab the wet ingredients. I'm going to need some eggs. This is the cookbook. It's the home cookbook. So I do all of my recipes. I try all of them out. I test them, make sure they're 100% before they go into this book. And then I handwrite them in here. So we're going to grab right here, Parfum Tres Leches. Put this up here. I'm going to need a total of 8 eggs. Grab some mixing bowls here. 8 eggs, a couple things of butter, some vanilla. And this is a wet Mexican cake. So it's soaked in milk, but this is a non-dairy version, so it's not going to have any cow's milk. It has soy milk, coconut, and a couple creamers in it. 26. Let me just make sure. Checking the dates on the butters, making sure I'm using the right one. All right, so yeah, let's do this one. All right, so in this recipe, I also use plant butter. So you guys can see that one. Let's go and grab the eggs. Are going to be in here. I need 8 eggs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I do need to separate these, so I need to separate the yolks from the whites. Got some eggs. And like I said, there is no cow's milk in this. So we're going to grab soy milk and coconut milk right here. And I use the Silk brand. Here we go. So Silk coconut, unsweet, Silk soy milk, original. And like I said, that's the dry ingredients. I have my butter, my eggs, my wet, and then I also need my vanilla. Sorry, I'm probably blocking you guys. Let me grab this one. We're using this one, Melina's Mexican vanilla. Vanilla. All right, let me grab a couple bowls here. And I have all these stainless steel bowls. I love all these bowls. That's not the mixer I'm going to use. I'm actually going to use the whisk. So let me take this one out. Huh. If I was a whisk, where would I be? I found some music that's not copyrighted, so that's what's playing in the background. Okay, for real, guys. If I was a whisk, where would I be? Let's look and see who's up in here right quick. John the Man says, "What's up, Mrs. Bay City? What's up, John? D Halter, hey, hey. What's up, D Halter? KLMW says, hello, Mrs. Bay City. What's up? John the Man says, I want to try to make that one day. Oh, man, yeah, it's a 2 day. It takes 2 days to make this, but yeah, it's definitely worth it. Kel says, you need to try and practice rolling. Hell yeah. Cosmic Gray, what's up, Cosmic Gray? Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Yeah, I can't find the whisk. Okay, that's okay. Let's use this one because I really have no idea what happened to my whisk, but that's okay. It'll actually work out better because I can use this to whisk the egg whites. So this is my immersion blender, but it also has like a bunch of different attachments, and one of them is the whisk. So I can just use that real quick, and then I can use the paddle on this one just because I'll be able to mix in the dry ingredients with this one. That's okay. The whisk is really for the egg whites because I need to beat the egg whites until they're super, super, super fluffy. Let me just get a paper towel, make sure my bowl is good. I like this track. It's called Chill Vibes and Aesthetic Music Playlist. 10 hours, no ads. And it's not copyrighted, so I was hoping YouTube wouldn't kick me off. Oof. This thing is always so hard to put on. To like line up the back perfectly. Oh my goodness. Oof. Well, aren't you one tough cookie? Jeez Louise. All right, and then, oh no, I do need that second attachment. There's like a little, whatever this thing's called, this little like adapter or something that goes on it. And then you stick this on, and then this one goes in here like that. Now we have our whisk. All right. I'll move that aside. And I'm going to use this one because it's a deeper bowl. Actually, I could probably use this big one. Yeah. Let's use this big one. Let's go big. Let's go big. So I'm going to put the egg whites in here, and then I'm going to put the egg yolks in this one because this is going to get beaten with the butter and the sugar. Let me grab some gloves because I don't like cracking the eggs with my hands. And I always put something on the counter just because I don't want the eggs to splash when I'm cracking them. Cosmic Ray said we have the same mixer. Hell yeah. Sean the Man says I can roll on the top roller. Allison says hi. What's up, Allison? Sean the Man says, what are you rolling up, Kelsum? Reggie Miller. Kellum does just crunch berries from LA Daily. And you? Ooh, LA Daily. Interesting. Yeah, I popped some dark romances. I'm really excited about those from Lit Farms. That's our next harvest. So everything's been so good so far. The lemon cherry martini I really liked. The sticky rice, the ready whip. Everything from the last batch was pretty solid. So you can crack it this way. I like to crack it just on the surface down here. So you're gonna hit it hard, crack it open, and I'm putting the whites in this one and the yolks in the other one. So the next one I'll try to do better, but you get the idea. Just kind of go back and forth with the yolk. Try really hard not to break it. Yeah, this recipe is gluten-free, dairy-free. So if you have allergies, like stomach allergies to lactose, which most people do, this is a really good recipe because it doesn't hurt your stomach. There we go. And we're doing our original strawberry and cookies and cream. So at some point you'll see me crack some cookies and we'll add that to the batter. And we are doubling this recipe, so we're going to see how much we can bake of this. So it's 8 eggs that I'm using right now because we're doubling. And this recipe I've doubled before, so it totally works. Sometimes you can't just double the recipes. But this one you can definitely just double and it works perfectly. All right. Oh, almost broke it. Work fast. And then you just want to kind of make sure that there's no little pieces of shell in there. Sometimes there'll be little tiny pieces. So if you do get a little piece in there, you want to just take a piece of the egg, of the shell, and then that's how you can scoop it out. That's the easiest way. It's looking good. Yep, spot check in there. That looks good in there too. We've got 2 more to go. All right, that's the last one. All right, all of that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and take this, fold it up. This is gonna be my trash bowl in here. I like to have something on the side that I can just kind of toss everything in without having to constantly go back to the trash. So this is my trash bowl now. I'm gonna go ahead and wash up. And then we will get whisking on the egg. Cal says, "Oh, okay, high roller." For we already know John's looks good, dude. John says, "I've been wanting to try the crunch berries. Are they any good?" John says, "Man, Cal, I wish you could try this, but I grabbed a 3-5 from him and was like, yeah, I need 4 of them." He said, "Fire." Norma says, "Hi, what's up, Norma?" Cal says, "From who?" Ryan says, "What's up, Mr.?" Oh, Ryan Jenna says, "What's up, Mr. Mississippi? What's up, Ryan?" I know some of the chats you haven't been able to see your comments. Actually, let me make sure I have. Oh yeah, see, even right now I'm on top messages. Let me make sure I have everything on there. Okay, cool. And yeah, I know he's been missing. Well, he's been in the lives. I think he just can't comment or something, or we can't read his comments. It's so weird. Kel says, "What's up, Brian? Is LA Daily a vendor?" Asked John. "What's up, Kel? Great. My comments are working on this live." Yeah, what's up, Brian? That's awesome. At least they're working here. John says, "LOL, I wonder why your comment doesn't work on Spaces Live." I don't know. We've been trying to like go in there and see if there's anything that's changed, but I don't know. There's not a way to like block people or anything, so I don't know. We still haven't figured it out. Kel says yes, but don't grab them from John. Oh no. Oh no. All right, we are all washed up. Let me grab this, and we are going to whisk them until they form stiff peaks. All right, so we're just gonna keep that going, and while this goes, I'm actually gonna get this one started too. Let me go grab my sugar. Sugar, sugar. Honey, honey, There we go. All right. Okay, so I had doubled the eggs, 3.5. So we're gonna do 7 tablespoons of butter, which is 1 stick, and then I will take off 1 tablespoon from there. So I do like these. You still need to measure them, but it has it on there, like how many tablespoons. So that's always pretty cool. All right, let's open this guy up. Put 7 tablespoons of this in there. And it's usually not 7, it's usually 3.5. This one we're just doubling, remember, because we're going to make double the amount that we usually do. So throw that in there. And that's why I stopped doing these real quick, just because I want this. This is going to take a little while too, so I want to go ahead and just get it started. And then it should finish by the time I'm finished. I hope. That's the goal. Finish around the same time. Trying to time these things is very difficult. All right. Cups, so we'll do 3. Ooh, that's a lot. This actually does have a lot of, quite a bit of sugar. So we're going to do 3 cups. Usually I measure in weight, but this one I don't think I measured in weight the last time. I've tried to convert it to what's called a standardized recipe, which is by weight. So basically anybody should be able to make it. And it has like details of how to, everything from like start to finish, like how to plate. So I'm still trying to convert it, but right now it's still measured in like cups and tablespoons and stuff instead of by weight. So I am still working on that. All right, that's pretty much done of the sugar. Yeah, typically what I do is if it's like 1 cup of something, I'll measure it 3 times and then I'll get whatever the average weight is. 2, lots and lots of sugar. But like I said, we are doubling this recipe, so it looks like a lot, but it's really not. All right, cool. So we got the sugar. We'll do the 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 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 Vanilla, 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 vanilla. Oh, be real. Where did you come from? Let's see. Hey, B. Oh, yeah. He says, damn, you're good with that egg. Strange John, at least he's working on Mrs. Space Lives. Heck yeah. Be real says, hey, me, Hermana. Hey, what's up? What's up? Be real. I know I seen him in here. What's good, Mrs. Space in chat? What's up, Double OG? Ryan says, what's up, B? Nice mixer. Thank you. Thank you. This was a gift. I think this was my Christmas gift one year. Crazy looking, some futuristic. Kel says, hey, John, we got to link up when I'm down in, like Austin? Hell yeah. That's a nice place up down there. Ryan says, what's up, Double O? He says, I can't call it, Ryan. Or, Be Real says, I can't call it, Ryan. John says, yes, indeed. I'm close to ATL myself. Where are you located? Oh, nice. Le Bouve, those eggs had a family. Sure did. Brian General's laughing. John says, I need one of those glyphs. Yeah, I think I posted it on my on like my page on posts. I'm pretty sure, but it's on Amazon. It has like a bunch of different attachments. It's actually really cool. He said he's never seen John Ryan says he's never seen one like that before. Yeah, it has like mixers. It has that part. It has the cookie one, like for dough. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Ryan. I'm pretty sure it's from. I'm pretty sure it was from space. I'm pretty confident it was because I don't know anybody else that would buy that for me. Oops, a little too much. I'll do not the full one in that. There we go. All right, that looks good. Close that up. Let's go ahead and get this in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Oh, what the heck? There we go. All right, there we go. So while that's mixing, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the egg whites because we're gonna multitask here. We're gonna do turbo mode. I like the turbo. So regular and turbo. Almost stiff peaks. So that's basically what you're looking for. I think I'm gonna go just a little bit more because I want a stiff peak. This is a peak, but it's not like stiff like that. We're gonna keep going for just one more minute. All right, so that looks like a stiff peak. See how it's not like folding over? Whoa. Yeah, like that. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna put this in the fridge for now while I'm working because I want it to stay super cold. Take that off real quick. And I'm actually going to put some foil on this too, just to make sure nothing flies in there, or floats in there, or whatever. All right. And the Frigidaire it goes. There we go. Oh, what's up, Be Real? He says he's 2 hours from Atlanta. He said he's in the ham. Hit them likes and Ryan. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, my favorite cake ever says Menace to myself. Hell yeah. I see Ruben in there too. What's up, Ruben? Sorry, I'm kind of in and out of the comments, but I appreciate y'all for coming by and checking out my Tres Leches Cake. This is going to be really, really good. We're making a couple orders, so we're going to do a better half Tres Leches, which is a half strawberry, half cookies and cream. We're also going to I have some cookies that I need to bake off, and then I'm also going to make some shooters out of this for a birthday party. And this is looking really, really good. I think I'm going to let it go just a little bit more. I see that not all the butter is mixed in there, so let me get my little spatula and get this out the way. Let me get my little spatula, my spatulars. See what you guys can see. Right here, I'm just going to take all this like sugar and butter that's stuck on the side and make sure that it's all mixed in really good. So just rub that off there. Clean up the little mixer. But yeah, it's coming together really, really nice. It's supposed to be really, really well incorporated. So I'm looking for kind of like a white color almost. like this. It's like non-copyrighted music. It's just playing. That's what I searched and that's what came up. So that's what I went with. It's actually kind of nice. I don't mind it at all. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I got most of it off of the sides. All right, let's let that keep going for just a couple more minutes. It needs to get just a little bit lighter, and then we'll start adding the wet and then the dry ingredients. Okay. While that's going, I'm going to go ahead and measure out the coconut milk and the soy milk. John, your egg whites are so well behaved. So that's the soy milk and the coconut milk. This is non-dairy and it's also gluten-free. So that's why we're using these specific milks. And then to actually put in the leche part that we soak for the cake, it's going to have creamers. So you can definitely play around. You don't have to use the sweetened condensed coconut milk like almost 100% of recipes say. This is part of the very small batch that I experimented with, and I tried all kinds of different milks. I tried a couple of different butters, but this plant butter works really well as an alternative if you don't do dairy. All right, that's finally looking good. Go ahead and start putting the wet. So we're going to do wet, dry, wet, dry. Let's do the soy milk first. Pick this up. We're going to let this go for a little bit. And of course, you want to make sure that you're pushing down the sides. So right here, we're just going to scoop it. And I like this little one because I can really get into these little cracks right here, into the beaters. So just make sure you go all the way down, and especially the middle part. Once it really starts to get absorbed, this middle area right here of the KitchenAid mixer, if yours is like mine, it kind of gets, the egg gets gunked on there. So you just want to make sure that you are scraping the bottom really, really well, because this little middle part doesn't scrape up very well. There we go. Yeah, just scrape everything down. Looking good. All right, and then we're gonna let it go real quick. I'll add a little bit of the dry. And you really don't want to overmix this, so that part looks pretty good. As soon as you see it come together, drop it down, get the sides, get the beaters all in here. You see how there's flour and all the egg and butter and stuff on there. So just make sure that you get all of that. And then spin it just so you can get the other side real good too. You want to take your time and do this just so it's very, very, very well incorporated. You don't want to have like chunks of butter and flour in your cake. You want it to just be a really smooth cake. And this is a very like fluffy white cake. It's also dense just because you add the milk. That's good. All right, so it's pretty well combined. Now we're gonna add the coconut milk. And it is gonna be a pretty thick consistency until we add the egg whites back in. The egg whites are gonna make it very, very, very light. All right, so we added that. And again, don't overmix. Once you see it's kind of incorporated, go ahead and come in with this guy here. Watch your fingers. That's good. We're going to add the rest of the dry mix. All right. And come back in, scrape the sides, same thing. Oh. That's looking good. Looking super good, super good. There we go. Lift it up. Last little mix here. Just trying to make sure it's nice and incorporated. And that's a wrap. Almost. It's almost a wrap. All right. Now we can take it off of the mixer. Okay. I'm going to get all this off of here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. I'll take everything off of here. Just scrape it off. All that yummy goodness off of there. That's looking pretty good. All right, I like it. All right, that looks good there. I'm gonna go ahead and get my big spatula, and then we're gonna get our egg whites and put them back in there. Okay, so right here, we have the egg whites. And now we're going to combine this together. And this is what's going to make it nice and airy and fluffy. Make sure I get all of them in there. And this is going to be a really important part where you're going to just lightly fold the egg whites in. You're not going to mix them or beat them in. So I'll show you right here. Right. So right here, you're going to take the spatula and go halfway down, come back up the side, halfway down, come back up the side. And you're going to do that while you spin the bowl. And this is folding in those egg whites. You're not trying to deflate them. You're just trying to incorporate them without making the egg whites flat, because then they're not doing their move, their routine, what they're meant to do. They're meant to make it a super fluffy cake. So take your time doing this. Just cut down, come up around, and keep going until they're mainly folded in. You can have a couple tiny little white bubbles, but you don't want to have a lot of white bubbles. And this is usually the part where I add the cookies and cream, but for this one, I'm going to just hand mix it in, because I'm going to do, it's not like regular cakes that I'm making. They're shooters, and then it's a better half tres leches, which is a heart shape. So I'm going to have to do it just a little bit different, and you can see that it's pretty well combined. There's a couple little, you see those little pieces of white eggs. Just make sure most of those are gone, but you can have a couple little ones, no big deal. But you can see how like really light and fluffy this is going to be now. All right, so we'll put that to the side for now. Let me grab our pans. And I don't think, yeah. I never found my heart-shaped one, so we're actually going to use these other heart-shaped ones right here. So one's going to be regular and one's going to be cookies and cream. And we're actually going to weigh these out, because I do want to make sure that they are the exact same amount in each one. So we're going to take our scale. To be honest, I'm not really sure how much we're going to do. Let me get a pan, put it on there, and then we'll kind of guesstimate how much we're going to put on there. All right, so we're going to tear that, and we'll measure it in ounces. Yeah, we'll do ounces / pounds. So this one's going to be, let me just pour it in there and see about how much. 12, maybe 14 ounces or so. Well, let's just go ahead and do 16. That's a pound, right? Yeah, so we'll do 1 pound cake mix. And it's 15.6, so that's good, because once I add the cookies and cream, or the cookies, then it'll be good. All right, so that one's 1 pound there. That's good. 15.6. Put this one to the side. Let me go ahead and start preheating. All right, that one's good. And then we're going to take this one and same thing. This will be 15.6. Oof, my hand hurts. My hand hurts from holding it. Right on the money. Perfect. 15.6. All right, those are good. You know what? Let's go ahead and do a third one. I feel like or not the third one. Where's my other pan? Let me make sure I have my other pan in here. Oh yeah, here it is. My other cake pan. Oh, this is a big boy. This is a big guy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, there we go. And the rest we're just gonna put in this big pan, and then I'll break it down from there. So we're gonna do this giant one right here. You can't even see it. Boom, boom, boom. Let's move this over. I don't need the baby pan no more. Turn that off. I think that one I'm gonna need to spray. So let me get some tissue. This off. Yeah, we'll go ahead and line this one. I have a good feeling about this one. Okay. This one I have parchment paper. Oh yeah, that'll at least help. That'll somewhat help to keep this. All right, well here, let's spray, and then we'll add that, and then we'll put the rest of the batter. Let's spray. Where's my spray? Oh, here it is. Oh goodness. Oh goodness me. I think I'm actually gonna cut some of this because I want it to be on there like really, really nice. So I'm gonna just cut. I think it was just like a couple little millimeters. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, cool. There we go. And I've never done it this way, so we're gonna find out together if this works. Yeah, I hope it does. It looks like it will. It looks like it's a good amount in there. That over. Yeah, I just hope it cooks evenly, but I think it will. Yeah, just need it in enough squares where I can cut it. And then we're gonna put it in those little shooter cups and put milk. Or, yeah, like our milk mixture. But I think I'm gonna do the cake. Actually, I don't know. The half and halves, I think I'll do the cookies in. These, I think I'll just put crushed cookie, like a parfait, like layered. I think I want to do it like that. All right, yeah. So these will be. This is gonna be for the shooter, so I can just like cut them as down as however far I need them. So this looks good. I'll put this over here, and we'll do the crushed cookies for these other two better halves. So this is one better half. I'll probably put them on a sheet pan. That might work out better. Let me get my sheet pan out. Oh yeah, I think that'll work better to keep these together. Alright, then we'll do it like this, and then I'll put the other heart facing the other way. Maybe like so. Okay. Nice. Alright, we'll do it like that. Let me get the cookies. See who else is all up in here. Passion Ham, what's up? What's up, Passion Ham? What's up, guys? I hope y'all are smoking on something good. I'm over here working up an appetite. All right, so we're going to use these cookies right here. Let me grab them so you guys can see. So this is what makes it gluten-free, right? Gluten-free Oreos. And what I'm going to do is just crush up a little bit of them and put them on this cake here. All right, so gloves are on. I like to do this in 2 bags because I don't like a big mess. But what we're gonna do is take a couple of cookies and put the rest of this pack in. We'll just do the rest of this. This looks like a good amount. All right, yeah, that's done. I think I'm gonna do a few more because I have some space in this bag. All right, so take them like that. I'm gonna put them in a second bag just so that it doesn't rip, because then I have cookies everywhere. All right, then I'm going to take. Let me move you guys out the way. Because this is my favorite tool here. It's my knife sharpener. This is what I use to get all of my anger out. So you take this. It sharpens knives and can cut cookies. Right, so then I can already see holes in this bag, so I'm going to just go ahead and empty it in here. Make sure you get all the cookie out. Okay. Or maybe let's just fold it inside out. I feel like that's a better way to get all this cookie off. There we go. I don't want to waste anything, so I'm going to try to take all of it off of the bag. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to take these guys. See if I can actually do this on the same side, because yeah, I like that. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it on the left side. Just the left, because it's half and half. And I'm going to save a little bit for the top too. So that looks good. We'll use this on the top. So I'm going to save that. And then what I'm going to do is just take a butter knife and kind of mix it in. Take that one off. Yeah, kind of like that, like just folding it in a little bit, incorporating it in there. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks nice. And that'll get baked into that. Same thing with this one. Pull that over. I feel like it's too much on one side. And just make sure it's covered with the batter as much as possible. Push it down. Oh yeah, that looks good. And like I said, that'll get baked into the cake. So one side cookies and cream, one side original strawberry. There we go. All right, go ahead and throw them in the oven. Looks like everything's ready. Ready. Mm-hmm. All right. Down on the bottom. Should take about 35 to 40 minutes, I think. 35. We'll start with 35. Okay, perfect. While we're going, let's get our cookies on the way. Cookies. Not these cookies. We're done with these. Put those away. And then I have some cookie mix right here. Perfect. Whoop. All right. And this, the best way to do it is in one of these tubs for the containers. Right here, we're going to soften the butter. Where did I put the butter? Oh, I put it away. Oops. So we need 2 sticks of butter for the 1, 2 for the cookies. All right. And this is an easy recipe. This one you can actually find on this Hershey's cookbook. So let me show you guys. Easy baking. Super easy. All right, so we got these 2 sticks. We're going to soften these. I already have the sugar, the brown sugar. We're going to add some vanilla and 2 eggs. And then, oh, I need to measure the flour for the cookies. That's what I have not done. Move that over. All right, so 2 sticks of butter. I'm gonna let that go in there for about 30 seconds. I need to change this whisk thing out over here. Don't need the whisk anymore. This one has the beaters for the cookies, so we're gonna change that out. Bring this guy back. All right. So that, microwave that for 30 seconds. We're gonna take the butter, the sugar, and this is pre-measured. And I'll show you how I pre-measure in just a minute. We're gonna pre-measure some more cookie mix because I have a few more cookie mixes, but I haven't done the flour because I was out of flour. All right, so we put these 2 together. Then we're going to also put the vanilla, which I forgot how much it says. A teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon. One teaspoon. And same butter and everything for the cookies. Everything, we try to keep everything dairy free. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right. So this is the brown sugar, the white sugar, the butter, and the vanilla. We're going to mix this first. Make sure it's really well incorporated. I like to try to make a hole because I'm about to put the eggs in there. So I try to make a little hole. Something like that, yeah. And then I'm going to add the 2 eggs right quick in there. 1 egg, 2 eggs. Let me get another bowl. I like using the salsa bowls. I feel like you can see good in here if it's if there's any shells. And that's why you crack in the bowl. Then you go in with this. And that takes it out for you. There you go. 1 egg, 2 eggs. There we go. Trash bowl. Scrape all this out. We're going to add the flour in just a second. Use this thing. This thing actually gets it off pretty easy. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Do. Alright, we'll clean those off in just a second. Yeah, we're doing some cookies, guys. This is going to be for our birthday. We got the better half Tres Leches we're making. That's an order. Yeah. I'm hoping one day to have a private kitchen. That would be nice. Pickup only. I don't know about just the overhead and stuff. It costs a lot to operate a kitchen, but I just want a little kitchen. Doesn't have to be too big. Nothing too big. All right, cool. There we go. Got rid of that. Now let me grab the flour. And the flour that I use is the gluten-free 1-to-1 substitute from King Arthur. I'll show you right here. Really, really good flour. All right, so 2 quarter flour. Grab our measuring cups. Ooh, I'll use my fancy ones. I'll show you guys how to measure. All right, so I'm actually going to do, let me see how many cookie mixes I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'll measure 4 of these guys. So 1, 2, oh goodness. Right here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're just gonna do this all in one swift motion. How do we? All right, so to measure flour, I'll show you. All right, so when I measure, I do put some foil underneath just because if it falls, I can easily pick up the foil and then put it into wherever I'm going. And put it into whatever container if it spills. So take your whisk. You're going to pick it up the flour like that. All right, and then as I get a little closer to the top, I don't need as much. All right. Then I'm going to hold it over the bag like this. You see that? Okay. Then you're going to go up and down. Right? I'm breaking up the flour just to make sure that I have enough space and it's all filled. Okay, so now I'm going to go halfway, scrape it off, other half, scrape it off. Make sure you get all this extra because that's going to count if you're doing it by weight. And just make sure it's 100% level. That's how you're going to measure, guys. So now I want to get a weight on this so that way I can easily weigh it when I need it for the rest of these mixes. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to go back to grams. Put that on there. Carrot. All right. So then it's going to be, that's 1. And it calls for 2 1/4. So we're going to do that one more time the same way. So grab your flour. Sprinkle it in. And this is just to make sure that it's not like compact. The rest of this flour is actually pretty loose. There we go. All right.